Have you ever looked at a woman elegant, smart, magnetic, and thought to yourself, if only I had more money, maybe she'd want me? You wouldn't be alone. We've all been conditioned to believe that wealth is the ultimate key to a woman's desire. The house, the car, the watch. Stack enough dollar signs and you'll finally earn her heart, or so they say. But here's something unsettling and strangely freeing. She doesn't actually want your money. Not truly. Not in the way you think. What she craves is you. Or rather, the man you've forgotten how to become. Behind the curated photos and the filters and the endless swipes, there's a secret language women respond to. It's not spoken in numbers or decimal points. It's spoken in energy, presence, certainty, depth. And here's the uncomfortable truth most men never hear. A woman will sleep with a millionaire, but she'll surrender to a man who owns her emotionally. Most men chase status because they don't know how to anchor themselves in meaning. They buy signals of power instead of becoming powerful. And while she may smile politely at your flashy watch or expensive dinner, deep down she's starving. Not for things, but for something real, raw, masculine in the oldest, rarest sense of the word. She craves the man who doesn't flinch when she tests him, the man who doesn't chase, but chooses, the one who walks into her life like he belongs there, not because he paid his way in, but because his presence alone says, I am. This video isn't about tricks or tactics. It's about returning to form, to the kind of man you were born to be before the world softened your edges. It's about showing you the 6 things women desire far more than money things she might never say aloud, but can feel in every fiber of her body when you embody them. And by the end, you'll see how each one flows not from ego, but from Stoic strength, a stillness that doesn't need her. It draws her like gravity. So stay with me. Not as a boy chasing attention, but as a man remembering who the hell he is. Because once you master these, she won't just want you. She'll follow you and she won't even know why. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Emotional dominance. She walks into your life with fire in her eyes, chaos in her heart, and 100 unspoken tests waiting behind her smile. And here's the first secret. She's not testing your money. She's testing your emotional grip. In a world full of reactive boys men who flinch at every text, spiral when she pulls away, there's something irresistible about a man who remains unmoved. Emotional dominance isn't about raising your voice. It's not control or manipulation. It's leadership, psychological, quiet, rare. When she's moody, you stay calm. When she's distant, you don't chase. When she throws sarcasm your way, you don't bite. You simply lean back, look her in the eye, and say, I see what you're doing. You want attention or truth. And in that moment, boom, power shifts. Her emotional storm meets your stillness, and she feels something ancient in her bones. This man can hold me. Stoicism teaches us this. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That includes her storms, her fears, her feminine chaos. She doesn't want you to solve her. She wants you to hold space without collapsing. This isn't about being cold or robotic. It's about cultivating a depth that can't be shaken. It's being the man who doesn't seek her approval because he already approves of himself. When she realizes she can't knock you off center, when you don't rise and fall with her moods, she softens. Emotional dominance is not domination. It's strength without force. Masculinity without need. You don't overpower her, you outpresence her. And what does that do? It triggers her deepest craving. Submission not out of weakness, but out of trust. She begins craving your praise, competing for your softness, aching for your attention, because she knows it's not given to just anyone. And the wildest part? This costs $0. No lavish dates, just you. calm, rooted, immovable. A woman might cheat on a millionaire, but she kneel for the man who owns her emotionally. Become that fire that doesn't beg for wood. Burn, because that's what you do. Let her orbit the warmth she cannot control. Lesson 2. Erotic mystery. She's had men fawn over her. She's had the good morning texts, the dinners, the compliments. And it's boring her to death. Because here's what no one tells you. The most dangerous man in a woman's life is the one she can't figure out. Not because he's playing games or being emotionally unavailable, but because he lives in depth. He's warm but unreadable, present but untouchable, kind but never eager to please. You want erotic power? It's not in six-pack abs or pickup lines. It's in mystery. You text, but not always right away. You flirt, but never fully fall in. You touch her hand and then walk away like it didn't happen. You let the moment hang. And she's left replaying it on loop. That not knowing, that controlled unpredictability is where her hunger lives. This isn't manipulation. It's masculine polarity at its finest. You're not trying to confuse her. You're inviting her into your unknown world with layers, purpose, depth. But here's the catch. She doesn't get full access, not unless you choose to give it. And that drives her wild. Most men are open books written in large font. She flips through their pages in seconds and tosses them aside. You're a locked journal. She catches glimpses, a line here, a metaphor there, and suddenly she's obsessed. Who is this man? What does he think about when I'm not around? Why does it feel like he could disappear at any moment? And yet I want him closer. Your mystery creates gravity. Not aloofness, not coldness, but a presence she can feel and can't quite explain. The Stoic man doesn't overshare. He speaks less, but with weight. He keeps parts of himself sacred, not out of fear, but out of reverence for his own depth. He doesn't perform. He simply is, and lets her curiosity do the rest. She leans in. During silence, she watches your face like a puzzle. She gets wet thinking not about what you did, but what you might do. This is the mystery no amount of money can buy. Earn it by living in depth, by becoming a story she wants to enter, but can never finish reading. Become the unanswered question in her mind, and she'll spend days, weeks, even years trying to find the answer. Lesson 3. Certainty. She says she wants a man with money. But here's the twist. What actually makes her stay? What makes her drop the bag, the options, the games? Certainty. Not the kind you fake on social media. Not the kind that parades motivational quotes. I'm talking about the kind etched into your spine, because life carved it there. You've been through hell. You've lost things. You've been lied to, betrayed, disappointed. Your ambition burned to ash and was rebuilt from scratch. And yet, you walk into the room like your feet were born for the floor. That's certainty. That's what no Rolex or bank account can mimic. And that's what her soul responds to. A woman might be attracted to your success, but she's devoted to your steadiness. She may smile at your lifestyle, but she craves the way you don't flinch when her moods swing or the world shakes. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." You embody this. You don't panic when she gets cold. You don't chase when she pulls back. You don't over-explain when she misinterprets your silence. You remain. And that's irresistible, because whether she admits it or not, she wants to feel small in your presence, not from fear, but from safety. She wants to press up against something solid, something unmoving, something real. When she senses that, she exhales. Her nervous system relaxes. Her walls start falling. Finally, she's found a man she doesn't have to lead, test, or fix. You're not the loudest voice in the room. Your certainty speaks louder than words. Cultivate it, and she'll follow you not because you said the right thing, but because you are the right thing in your bones, in your being, in your stillness. Lesson 4. Command over attention. It's 1:17 a.m. She's sitting across from you, wrapped in an oversized hoodie, hair a little messy, no makeup vulnerable. For the first time all day, she stops checking her phone. Why? Because you're not checking yours. You look directly at her, not at her body or her smile, but into the space between her words, that secret part most men never bother to see. In that moment, she feels something she hasn't in years. Safe. Seen, studied. Money is loud, but masculine attention-focused, dialed in, intentional, is silent and surgical. Most men give their attention like junk food, fast, messy, distracted. They text while scrolling, nod while distracted, say, "I'm listening," while their eyes dart elsewhere. You treat her words like scripture. You're fully present, as calm as a monk, as focused as a surgeon. You ask a question and wait for the answer. You don't rush to fill silences. You hold space like a man who isn't trying to impress, just trying to understand. Presence is seduction. In a world addicted to speed, slowness is power. In a culture of distraction, stillness is irresistible. You could spend thousands on dinners and designer brands, but nothing moves her half as much as a 20-minute conversation where your eyes never leave hers. Attention is the doorway to influence. When she feels fully seen by you, she opens her defenses lower. Her body softens. Her mind wonders, what else does he see in me that I haven't yet seen in myself? She isn't craving compliments. She's craving the deep masculine gaze that says, "You're safe to unfold here." When you command your attention, she gives you her trust, her feminine submission, her willingness to follow, not because you asked, but because your focus made her feel she already belongs. Lesson 5. Quiet power. He walks into the room. Silent. He doesn't scan for approval or announce himself. And yet, everyone feels him. That's quiet power. It doesn't beg, chase, or perform. It radiates. Women aren't drawn to the loud alpha who yells or flexes. They want the man who doesn't need to prove anything because his life already speaks for him. She watches you, curious not because you demand attention, but because something whispers, "This man has seen things." Maybe it's your calm, unhurried stride. Maybe it's the way your eyes scan the room with awareness. Maybe it's how you speak only when necessary, and always with weight. There's power in stillness that makes women lean in. When you carry survival's scars, not as wounds, but as armor, she senses depth. She touches your chest and feels memory, character. The Stoic doesn't need to be seen. He sees. He doesn't conquer others. He masters himself. In doing so, he becomes the man other men respect, and women ache to belong to. Quiet power arises when you've gone through hell and no longer need applause. You've experienced heartbreak, loss, failure, rejection, and you carry it with unshakable calm. You don't post about your grind. You grind. You don't prove your status. You embody it. She doesn't need you to be perfect, just real. Rooted, resolved. When you become that, loud power loses its appeal. She orbits your center, finds freedom to be loud, feminine, wild without destabilizing you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Quiet power is that quote lived. Once you embody it, should never view noise as strength again. Lesson 6. Presence without neediness. She notices it immediately. The way you enter a room like you belong, but without needing to be noticed. You speak when needed, laugh fully but not loudly, lock eyes when you choose not to provoke, but simply because you're there. And something quietly starts to happen. She can't stop thinking about you, yet she doesn't know why. You're not the richest man in the room. You're not the loudest, most charming, or best dressed. But something about you feels like gravity, presence, peace. The deeper truth is this. You stop being irresistible the moment you need her. You become irresistible when you stop needing her. Not because you become indifferent, but because you're so full of purpose, direction, and inner peace that she's not your oxygen, she's your choice. Most men carry silent desperation. Notice me. Text me back. Validate me. Women sense that desperation instantly. It's a turn off. The man who walks with quiet fulfillment, who smiles because his day was already meaningful before she arrived. She leans in. She senses you're not there to take, you're there to share. You're complete on your own. That's earned presence. Neediness is loud. Presence is silent and unforgettable. Become the man who slows time when he enters a room. The man whose value doesn't depend on who's watching. Radiate your wholeness, and she needs your energy just to breathe. Final hidden truth. She doesn't want money. She wants meaning. She'll never say it out loud. She might deny it if you ask. But deep down, she's not looking for money. She's looking for meaning. That is the quiet, final truth. What truly captivates a woman is not the man who offers her the world, but the man who moves hers. Not the one with shiny things, but the one who makes her feel something she can't find anywhere else. We've been sold a lie that women want comfort, luxury, lifestyle, the yacht, the penthouse, the black card. But the real ones, the women in touch with their feminine core, want the man who lives with purpose, who wakes up not chasing status, but pursuing something sacred, something that can't be bought, posted, or worn. She wants to see it in your eyes. That fire, that direction, that unwavering sense of who you are, why you're here, and what you refuse to compromise on. When you move from that place of inner clarity, every word you speak hits different. Every touch carries weight. Every silence feels full. Suddenly, she forgets about money because she feels something much rarer. Meaning, you can't fake it or script it. You either live it or you don't. And when you do, she begins to see you not as an accessory to her life, but as a path into something bigger than herself. She doesn't need perfection. She needs realness, rootedness, resolution. From that place, she'll give you what no amount of money can buy. Loyalty, devotion, softness, trust. She won't respond to your image. She'll surrender to your essence. The man you've become when you stopped chasing and started embodying. So here's your final call. Don't just become attractive. Become meaningful. Live so that when she's with you, she doesn't feel richer, she feels awakened. In that energy, she'll follow you. Not because you bought her something, but because you showed her something she'd forgotten existed. A man with meaning. You don't need to be rich to make her tremble. You just need to become the man who doesn't flinch when life tests him. The man who chooses depth over noise, stillness over status, meaning over manipulation. Because when you start living from that unshakable center, she feels it. She may not understand it. She may never explain it, but something in her softens. She listens closer. She stops testing. She starts trusting. So I'll ask you this. Which one of these 6 powers already lives inside you? And which one are you now ready to build? Drop a comment below with, I am not done. If you're one of the rare ones, the men who are done being average, done chasing approval, and ready to lead. Smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel, not because I told you to, but because your next level demands it. Stay grounded. Stay dangerous. And as always, welcome to the tribe of real ones.